All right, welcome back to the stream, everybody. It is Tuesday evening, 7:35 p.m. We had a thunderstorm in my area, knocked out power to about 400 people, and it just came back on, so I was able to get at least a portion of the stream going, so that's good. We are currently in the second week of a no map, no glory run, and we're doing a modded run for the first time, so we have several mods like expanded player inventory and, well, BlindCartographer, InfiniteTorches. Can't remember the entire list off the top of my head, but that's what we're up to. Let's get into it. Let's jump into the game. So at this point, we are playing, I believe, Bill Burr. Yep, that's our guy. And I did a little bit of work grinding in the meadows. You know, one of the rules on my stream is that once we kill a boss, that biome opens up for farming between the streams. So I'm not wasting a lot of stream time just chopping down trees, smashing rocks, and the traditional thing. So that's what we're going to do. I did take some time to grind a bunch of wood, and I did a little bit of terraforming as well. So as soon as we get our rest, we're just waiting for our rested effect to kick in. Go. We can get going. So it is kind of late. Let's see if we can sleep. I don't know if it's night or morning. Ah, there we go. Nighty night, Stumps. Get a good night's sleep before we get this stream going. All right. Good morning, Stumps. Time to get going. So, a couple of things. We're doing early meads. Let's get this going. And we're going to make some more. We always need more poison resist. We'll just go ahead and get that going. I am using something called CraftyBoxes, and that's why you see I don't have any of the materials I need here. It's pulling from all these boxes around the base. So if I need coal, it's going to pull from there. If I need stuff from there, that's what it's doing. All right. We finished the last stream with carrots, so we're going to actually harvest all of this. I've been getting the crops going, which is great. We have plenty of carrots for our stream, but I'm going to go ahead and harvest all of them because I've been working on expanding the base, the general base. One of my followers, Soul Reaper, wanted a larger castle project, and this tiny little base ain't going to cut it. So I thought I'd do a little bit of expanding the base at the beginning of the stream, and then we'll get back to hunting the Elder, that's our next boss, and just kind of managing things. Because we have carrots, that actually opened up a whole bunch of stuff in our cauldron here. So I'm going to go ahead and make some better foods. Let's do, yeah, about that. We'll do 5 of the deer stew. That'll upgrade our cooked deer meat from 35 and 12 to 45, 15. That's great. We're going to keep the Queen's Jam. We'll just make another batch real quick. And then we get to add some carrot soup. And again, I want to do 5 of them. That's going to really give us a strong stamina build that we can use as we see fit. So let's put some of this stuff back. I think carrot seeds I put over here with all the other seeds. And this, for those of you who've never seen the stream, never seen this setup, this is what I call the micro base. I actually did a YouTube video kind of going through how to set up the micro base. We added the cartography table at the end. This is a no map run, but we're using what's called the BlindCartographer mod. And so what that does is it opens up the cartography table so you can only see the map when you're at your base. Right? You can only see it here. So we're going to use this map to navigate, get around. I believe we have done this burial chamber. I don't know that we've done this one yet. So one of the first things we're going to do is go check this out. I don't think we have a portal at the spawn, so we'll go check this out. And before we head any further this way, I did want to check around this way and see, like, you know, what there is to see over here. But I'm hoping before we do that, we can find some burial chambers up in this area before we cross this river too much and get pointed in the right direction. We may or may not find a Vegvisir. I don't think we've found one yet. Usually when I find one, I put a set of steps on top of the instance itself, so it's pretty obvious what direction. But before we do all that, let's take a look at some terraforming. So you can see I've clearly expanded the base. I basically just flattened out as much as I could, and avoided any sort of raising ground with stone as much as possible. I don't like burning through stone. I think that's a fool's errand. We could expand this out forward, but I'd have to raise all this area. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. So I am going to burn a little bit of stone over here. So what I wanted to show was an idea I've been doing lately where I do like a split level base. And so I'm going to continue what I started. I got this far before I was like, you know, I'm getting way ahead of the stream. Let's save some of this to show for people that want to do similar things, less experienced Valheimers, like the ideas I'm showing on the stream and want to try them out. And so here's an idea. We're going to continue to expand until we match up with this section over here. Kind of meet the edge a little bit. We can go a little bit further if we have to, but I'm not looking to go much further. Notice how quickly we sort of hit a wall, quite literally. So we'll leave that there, and we'll keep going this way, see how far we can take it. We can always chisel some of that down with a pickaxe, but at the same time, we got to find an edge. And by that I mean, we're going to have an area where we're going to have this slope, and there's just going to be a hard change in elevation, and we'll just use some ladders or something to deal with that, but that's kind of the idea there. So I didn't expect this to quite make it. Looks like we might be okay. No, we're going to need to raise some ground there. Probably here as well. But I think some of this we should be okay. Let's see. Yeah, we'll put the edge roughly about here. I think we're going to have to do a little bit of work with a pickaxe. I'm also going to go out a little bit further with this just to match up what's down below. We'll do the same up here. And some of this we're going to have to smooth off, which I don't mind doing. And that was part of what I really wanted to show. I've got a nice technique, I think, for kind of smoothing off these really rough edges, especially when you're of a significant change in elevation. All right, so here we can't go any further. Let's clean this up with a pickaxe. Same over here. One hit. That here, and oh, you can see the edge of the world right here. Whenever you see one of these hard lines, not edge of the world, but the edge of the grid, there is a world grid. And we're just trying to match up with this. So when we get up to here, everything looks good. I think one more hit. That looks kosher to me. So how do we soften this? That's the real question. So what I like to do is just stand here and soften it with the hoe a little bit, and then it's never going to be perfect, so you're going to have to go in and kind of see if the hoe will level this out a little better. Get this the way we want it, and then we can scan and we can see, okay, there's a raised part, so let's smash that a bit. Here's another one, let's smash that a bit. It's okay to go a little too low. That's easy to solve, especially with the hoe. That. And then up here, what I like to do, if you hold shift, you'll notice I can kind of change where I'm targeting. It goes against the side, and it'll slope everything to my feet, right? And sometimes you don't know where to hit shift, so just hit shift and hit your feet, and it just kind of evens out all the ground around you to a very similar averaged elevation. It averages out that elevation is probably the best way to say it. You notice how much smoother all this looks. I am going to knock this down a little more just to get rid of that hard part. It just doesn't look good. This I'm not worried about. Let's stand right on it. Actually, let's stand over. Do that. Do that. There. And you can kind of play with this as much as you want. Once you've got the cultivator, you can just go back, put all the grass back in. All that, and we'll get this whole slope cleaned up. Let's eat some of our food. We need a lot of stamina for this. It just restores it to a natural state, and I'll show why I'm doing this in just a second. I know I haven't really explained the why, just the how. Okay, so now we can go back to our hoe tool. We can go back to flattening. And just kind of make that hard edge again, if you like the hard edge. Some people don't like it. If you don't like it, don't do it. That gets the grass to go away, gets our ground to work with again, if that's what you're after. And some people like that nice geometry. Just personal preference, up to you guys. All right, right here we had a bit of an issue. Let's raise this. We need a workbench. Let's make a workbench. This will just let us raise ground as needed. I'm not going to need much. And here we can go in and just raise some ground. I'm going to go right across the front of this. And that should be more than enough. Let's switch over to flattening again. Level all this out. And at some point, we're going to have to find a front edge for this. There we go. Don't worry about going too tall. It's always easy to bring it back down. That's too low. You can see change in elevation. I'm looking at that line in the center. Like, see the plus in the center of those circles? Now you see the line extending above it. That's the difference in elevation from the where I'm targeting and where I'm standing. So it's a little bit lower. Let's raise it up. Now let's flatten it back out. And you notice that line is gone altogether, right? So now this is all level. We're looking good. And at this point, we really need to start leveling this all out. So these are some raspberry bushes. I usually try to keep them, but for this, they need to come out. We're going to get rid of them. We'll keep that one up there, but these we're going to get rid of. There's raspberry bushes everywhere. I usually try to keep these by default because you can't replant them, but sometimes it's just easier to get rid of them and work with the blank canvas. Blank canvas. All right, so let's go right up to this. And you'll notice we've kind of created a wall already. I didn't mean to go that far with it. Push it back out from up here. And you can kind of go from top to bottom like that. And if you do a lot of practice, you can eventually get a nice hard edge there. So we're going to use that as our starting point and just kind of work across, see where we get. So here I'm going to smash this down. Keep that same hard edge going. Hopefully this is enough space. We'll find out soon enough. We'll find out soon enough. It might not be a perfect edge, but we can fix that. That's what terraforming's all about. You can kind of add and subtract as needed. And again, it's better to go a little too low than a little too high with this kind of stuff. And let's keep going across. I actually feel like this is going to need some raising ground here, so let's go ahead and do that now. A lot of tools involved in this. We'll do that. We'll do that. Feels pretty good. One more right there. One more right there just to make sure. And I feel like, I think we're good. I think this edge will work. Let's switch to flattening and see if we can just push this out a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. We can fix it in post. And there we go. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. So when we come through and chisel off the edges, it's going to look really good. Notice this doesn't look very good right here. It doesn't look like a clean edge. Let's fix that real quick. Fix that. I think we're good. I think that's all we really need. Let's just do one more just in case. Just in case. Clean that up. And then resume chiseling. Chiseling away. So we were going to get it back to about here. This looks good. Oh, that pushed it way further back to what I wanted. Let's fix that. That's not good. Apparently I hit too close to the wall. That's a rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. We can fix that. But notice, you know, even the rookie mistakes, we can fix all that stuff. It's not a big deal. So you can see from about here. I'm going to raise this as well. I'm not going to mess around. You can start to see the edge we're really going for here. Let's make sure all this is good. We're going to push it out to match our edge already. So yeah, not able to. So let's raise, and one more right here. There. First ban? Are you hoping for a first ban? That's a interesting way to join the stream. Welcome, Rhea. So now we're going to face off this edge, which we tried to do a minute ago. Didn't work, so I'm going to get a little further out so we don't cut off as much. And we'll go a little bit in. Oh, you're looking at the panels below the Hall of Fame / Shame, right? I don't remember, to be perfectly honest. I think they just came in and couldn't take no for an answer. I think that was it. I think it was one of the many graphic design sellers on stream or on Twitch. They get a little aggressive. I try to be polite, give them a courtesy no, and let them move on, but some people don't take no well. So there we go. We're getting a nice clean edge here. Keep this going. So what we're doing right now is we're kind of making a split level base. It's usually the first base I make ends up becoming my farm, and I end up making a more permanent base later in the game, once I've got a better sense of the world. So this will eventually be our farm. We do use it as partially a farm, and this is where I like the split level. I can use one level for crops and one level for the actual base, and I think it works pretty good. I'm showing my design ideas. Maybe you'll integrate it into your own gameplays at some point. Yeah, well, that's what happens. That's what happens. So, all right. I think we're good here. Let's level the section we just did out. Notice when I'm doing this, you want the circles to kind of touch the edge of the stone. You don't want to go any further or it'll really mess it up. It just won't quite level right. We'll lose our really nice wall we have there on the right. Let's go nice and clean. There we go. This is looking really good. And there we go. And so now we've got 2 elevations. Need some stamina to get up there. There we go. Yeah, there's just there's so many aspects to this game. The exploration, the building, the terraforming. It's got it all. It's got it all. So we're going to continue leveling this out. And what I'm going to do is actually 2-sided. Normally what I'll do is just have a rectangle here, and we'll just build the walls right here and square it off. I'm going to try to do an elevated like L shape here. I want to connect to that brown dirt over there. So we're going to keep leveling this out. Pro tip, never start over there and try to connect where you've already leveled. You really want to start in one location and keep leveling out from that point, because inevitably you'll end up with 2 different levels, and then you'll have to pick one of the 2 and flatten it out to match the other one. It's just a royal pain. Such a royal pain. All right, keep this going. This is probably as far as we need to go. I'm trying to match the edge of that brown right over there. I think this is probably good. Let's see if we do this. There we go. Start heading this way. Try to get these 2 sides connected. I might have to raise some stone again. We'll definitely have to shear off that wall. We've got a couple regular boards all penned up, but I'm not really doing much with them. I much prefer to invest in a 1-star at least, but we just haven't found one yet. A little early in the stream. This is only week 2, and I only stream Tuesday, Thursday nights for about 2 hours, so we make slow, steady progress each week. There we go. It looks like it's about the same level. That's good. We'll bring this out to about here and maybe a little further. I think that's good. I think that's good. We'll try to bring this as far over as we can with the existing wall right here. That looks pretty darn good. Let's see if we can get the rest of this. Trying to maintain that nice solid wall we've got. It's looking pretty good. And then I'll show you some of my ideas for how to set up a split level base like this. So it's somewhat functional. Somewhat functional. I think this part I might have to raise some ground. We'll find out in a moment. There we go. That's looking great. And here's where we're gonna... Yeah. Oh, that's not too bad. Not too bad. I am going to, I think I'm close enough to our workbench we can just go ahead and raise. Oh, there we go. Nice, let's do that. We'll raise here, a little bit here. I feel it's a little low. We're going to do the same in here, but I think we've lost our workbench. There we go. See if we can just... Yeah, let's just build another workbench. I'm not going to fight it. We're not worried about raids right now. Get some of this raised up pretty good. And then we'll do another row here. When you're raising ground, think of it like a grid. Think of it like a grid. You want to try to raise each section of the grid so it all kind of meets up. This up, bring this up. Now let's see what happens. Oops. Level it all out. Wow, a whole day has gone by, Stumps. This is amazing. Okay, this is all looking pretty darn good. Pretty happy with it. We can get our stamina back. Oh, our rest is gone. Yeah, I think it's time to sleep. Let's kind of clean this up. No more raising ground. We'll just level this off as best we can. And then we'll get back into bed. Have a good night's sleep. Try again in the morning. Click. Click. I hate slow terraforming. Such a pain. All right, let's get a good night's sleep. We'll finish up this corner, and then I'll show you how I kind of make this a little bit more functional. Nighty night, Stumps. So how long have you been playing Valheim, Ria? Okay, a few more raised ground, and I think we're in good shape. I think we can just raise it from down here. Let's try that out. See what happens if we just do this. Not anticipating it's going to go great, but we'll see. See from up here. That's looking pretty good. Raise this up. I feel like that's pretty good. Let's see. We level all this out. When you're doing stuff like this, definitely focus on the top. Don't worry about the bottom. You can always clean that up later. Looks like I went a little too high here, so let's clean that up. There we go. I think all of this looks really good. Can we push this out just that little bit? I think we're okay. Let's see. So this wall looks pretty darn good compared to the other one. I'm not going to worry about it being perfect. Except for this one spot right here. Let's see if we can clean this up. This is where we screw it all up. Oh, that worked pretty good. And I'm not going to worry about that corner. I'm just not going to worry about it. All right, so now we need to kind of figure out an easy way to get up here when we need to. So what I like to do is just a series of these ladders. And if you use a top snapping point, you can just snap it up here and then add a little more ladder on the bottom, but we don't have the walls set up. So that's where we're going to start. I'm going to kind of clean up these edges, and then we're going to build the walls. So this is fine because it's going to be in our base, but I want this to be outside. And when you have like these stake walls and you put them right up to the edge like this, inevitably enemies kind of get stuck right in here, and they're really hard to deal with. So I don't like to build these walls right up against this kind of stuff. So what I like to do is just lower it. Just get rid of it. So I'm just using the hoe, taking it down a bit. Let's go repair. There we go. Let's repair the metal tools as well, or bronze tools. Now let's finish cleaning this up. So just kind of flatten a bit. It's trying to flatten it to our level. It'll never quite get it, but this is good enough. This is good enough. A little further, and then we're going to take our hoe and just kind of smash this edge. this last raised bit just to create a more even slope that we can. Now, I've heard one streamer, or actually one YouTuber, content creator, talk about terraforming, and they said you're breaking the geometry when you do this, and it can sometimes result in really wonky pathing, especially with enemies. And so what I like to do to fix that is use the hoe tool, hold shift, and just click right at your feet, and you get that smoothing effect again. Right? So if I just kind of stand here and hold shift, click right at my feet, you got to do a little bit of this. A lot, but a little bit. And you decide how much is enough. Okay, right about here, that's smoother. And the other technique is hold shift and just aim at it like that. And that kind of works, not always. If you want to get all the stone gone, it's not very easy to do, but for me, this is good enough. This looks good enough, right? We don't have all that broken up geometry, and we can also get our grassify tool out and just regrassify all this stuff. Make it look nice. We can always get the hoe tool, smooth it out again, get that nice hard edge if we want. Whatever your preferences are. Some people like a natural look, some people like that hard geometry. And there we go. Remember, we had that really rough wall right here, and now it looks completely natural, like we just started playing the game again. And now we can get our edge back, so let's do that. Do that right about here, I think. There we go. We'll do the same thing right up here. And this is as far as I'm going to take it. This is the side of our base. Should be good there. Actually gonna push this out a bit more. There, a little better. A little harder edge right there. Looks like it expanded this part, so let's clean it up. Don't try to hit right here on the gray stone. Hit on the brown area next to it. That way you shouldn't go too far to the right. It should look pretty good. When you click the gray stone here, it goes just too far into the stone, I think. This is a nice way to kind of manage that. And let's back this off just a little bit more. There we go. It's pretty good. Let's smooth all that out again. Let's say level all that out again. And again, get the circle right up to the edge, but don't do stuff like this, or it's going to really mess up this nice smooth wall we created. And then here, we're going to do the same process. Boom, just like that. Notice we didn't have to do much, but I'm still going to hold shift, click on the ground, hold shift, click on the ground, and it just kind of cleans everything up. We'll regrassify, and we'll call it. That's good enough. Start building walls. I think that looks pretty good. Let's level it all out again. And there we go. So I use this technique with a lot of the castles I build, most of the bases that I build. Up to you if you want to use it. Up to you. So here we can start actually building. Let's get our fencing out, and I'm just gonna start right here. There's a random location. I have no idea how this is gonna work out. Let's snap this in like that. Go back to the auto, and then just build it across. And we're gonna get rid of the wall behind us right now. That was just a temporary one. This should grant us a pretty sizable space. Now this corner is going to be a little bit tricky. See how far over we're actually going to go. Let's do one more. Use our snapping. And turn it. And I'm going to show you why in just a sec. 1, 2, 3. So you can round the corners by getting rid of those 4 wall sections. So in other words, 2 on this side, 2 on this side. And what you do is just rotate 1 degree. You get a nice rounded corner. So if you get a bit of geometry like this, or geography like this, that kind of necessitates a rounded corner, that's how you do it. Nice and simple. Let me just keep going. We'll see how it lines up over here. Oops. Bad placement. There we go. And There we go. All right, so just to show you what's actually happening right now, I loaded up a ton of wood between streams. We're using CraftyBoxes as a mod, so it's pulling wood out of there. That's why we're able to just keep building forever. There we go. All right, so from here, we got a couple options. We can snap, and I like to do a top snap here, but I also like to do a bottom snap here. And that's how we raise it up. Right, now it'll be kind of different each time. I'm gonna do, let's switch back to top snapping up here. Mid, will that work? There we go, perfect, perfect. And it creates a really nice wall. We could push it out a little bit further if we want to. I'm not gonna bother right now. I want to move on with the game. There's plenty of expansion for one day. We're just gonna finish up our wall, make it all connect up. Again, make sure you start at one sort of cornerstone location and just keep building off of that point. Otherwise, things just won't line up. I've done it before, rookie mistake, not gonna do it. And that should be good enough to get us down there. Let's do it. I'm sure these two boar are like, what the hell is going on out there? What's all that noise all about? Oh, I guess we needed that. Put it over here, so it's more out of the way. If we can't finish this up. Ooh, this should give us a substantial amount of space to work in. And I'm not going to rebuild the base today. I am going to, let's move that bench one more time. Where's my bench? There it is. Before we move on, let's have an icy cold beverage. There you go, Stumps. Enjoy. Sir, this is a construction zone. Should be wearing a helmet for safety. All right, let's get this wall finished. There we go, there we go. And one more. Oh, please, please. Let's use the mid snap. There we go, there we go. Let's go this way. I think that's 90 degrees and go this way. And it's up to you if you want to put that there. Entirely up to you. I am going to round this corner just because of the elevation. Let's do that. Remember, it's 2 on this side, 2 on this side. So you're basically taking out 4 stake walls and then just 1 degree turn each time. And it rounds off beautifully. Beautifully. So let's set some workbenches and corners for a little spawn suppression. Do that there. Do that over here. Good to me. We'll get one in these corners, and that should be pretty solid coverage. Pretty solid. I think... yeah, let's just do it this way. And same thing over here. Let's move this one. We'll do it like that. We'll do it just like that. So now we can take this and cultivate. This is going to be our farm, is the top part. So I'm just going to go through here. Cultivate everything. Let's check our food here. Our stamina back up. And this will give us plenty of space for crops and anything else we need. Going like this. Rest for some stamina. I like to get these edges nice and thorough. That's why I'm spending so much stamina on this. I'm going to go outside the walls just a bit. Just a bit. There we go. Do that. And again, if you build on the northwest, or sorry, north, south, east, west, the cardinal directions, you get this nice grid in the ground texture that you can use for really, really straight lines. So planting your crops, doing cultivating, and just kind of keeping it all lined up nicely. There we go. And there we go. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. You can sort of see the repetition in the ground texture. And there's some lines that go north-south and some lines that go east-west. And now we can just kind of fill in the gaps. Pause for effect. There we go. Pause for stamina. Boom, there we go. So that should give us a really easy space for planting. I'm gonna go ahead and click in here just to get inside the pen. Not let the boars out. Get our stamina back up, finish this off, and I think we move on to the next phase of the game. We need to find the Elder. We've already killed Eikthyr. We have our Forsaken Power. You can see it in the bottom left corner there. And this should do it. And then I'm going to show you my idea for how to deal with this change in elevation. We're almost done here. It'll be nice when we can upgrade the cultivator. It'll last a little bit longer. Crap out so quick. There we go. Some more stamina, and that should be enough. Okay, perfect. We're going to leave the boars for now. They're hostile, so nothing's going to try to attack them. So what we're going to do now is, and this is optional, you don't have to do this the length of the build. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to do it because I harvested so much wood. And I'm just going to kind of line it up with the edge of the fence. Notice it's snapping. Unsnap it. I'm going to snap to the other side. There we go. Let's do it like that. And just go a little bit too high, and as soon as you pull down and it reappears, place it. And now we can auto snap. So we'll just right click at the top. There we go. I'm just going to keep going across. This will create a nice, simple way for us to get back up on top of that ridge. It's not perfectly leveled, but pretty darn close. Depends on how OCD you are. How far you want to go to get a perfectly leveled situation there. And then I think I'm going to do one more into it. Missing requirement, no bench. There we go. And then we're going to go along the bottom, same thing. Well, that's really low. We didn't level that. There we go. There we go. Get back to it. Topping, top, snap. And this will allow us to run straight up the hill, which is outstanding. No more having to jump up there. All these ladders to do it for us. You can also, if you don't like the stone, I find using roof tiles, the thatch roof tiles, you can use those as part of the slope, and the steps of the ladder will still be visible. You won't be able to see what's under the ladders anymore if you just want to hide that portion. Up to you. Not necessary. Personal preference thing. Just hoping I can get that piece of wood. There we go. Do it that way. Okay, so now we can get up there simply by doing this. Right? And now we're up here, can plant all of our crops. We could do a second set of steps going this way. Actually, maybe we do that. Let's try another top right snap point. See if I can snap to this. Well, look at that. Look at that. It worked just peachy. Does it actually connect? I think it's close enough. I think I can live with that. I did want to try this just to see how it looks, especially the corner overlapping ladders. overlapping corner ladders, probably say it like that. Notice we didn't do a very good job on the edge here. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Again, you want to put the time in, you can always fix it. Oops. And I'm not going to go out the side with that one. We'll just stop there. A minute, I thought those beehives were, you know, the particle systems you see wherever the gray dwarfs can spawn. Let's zoom in. Whoop. I mean, to rotate meant to zoom, but we're in close enough right now. There we go. There we go. All right. I don't know that this was successful. But I think that's good enough. And now we should be able to jump up here, get back down without too much trouble. All right, so let's get rid of these walls. This isn't helping anybody. I'm going to leave those because it's part of that structure. Kind of like a shed for our fermenter, and we'll clean all of this stuff up later. Not my goal to clean it up today. And by clean it up, I mean I'm going to pick up all that wood, but we do need to build a new base here of some kind. That's what we're going to use this lower section for as our actual base. So let's pick up this stuff real quick. Try to put it away. Far as we're gonna go, let's put this away. We'll finish it up just in time for bed. Some more stone, some random odds and ends. Actually, I think we need, yeah, we do, a little bit more here. So this is our boat, and this is a extra portal for later. I'm actually gonna stick this in here for now. And let's get the last of the wood put away and tuck Stumps in for a good night's sleep. I'm going to do one last bit of leveling. This is just to get rid of all the cultivating we did down here. This is where we set up a temporary garden. There we go. Pretty good. Pretty solid, I think. All right, nighty night, Stumps, just in time. All right, good morning, Stumps. Good to see you. So now we have a somewhat impressive base, I think. I'm going to put some doors over here. I'm going to use my tool here to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then remember, this is 2, so 17, 18. So we want to go kind of half the width. 18 divided by 2 is 9, so let's get rid of the 9th and 10th panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and that's where we'll put some doors. We get in and out. Oops. Auto snapping should work. There we go on that side, and then I feel like we should just do the opposite side as well. Maybe we do this side as well. So let's count it out. Let's see how far we got to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Half of that 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're missing a crafting station. Let's build one real quick. Bit of that and that. And we broke our hammer. Let's go fix that real quick. go. You can like jump part way up the ladders and it'll get you the rest of the way. Put our doors in. Solid. Solid. And given that we needed a workbench for that, I'm going to go ahead and just put one right here. Just to act for spawn suppression, and I'm going to do one on the opposite side as well. Just roughly here. Yeah, looks pretty well centered, and then we'll do this side as well, one last time. So this looks like it's got enough coverage, but it's pretty close. It's pretty tight, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And of course, let's get our crafting station. Put it off to the side like that. Now we've got doors where we need them. I'm not going to bother putting doors on that side, just leads us into the forest. Isn't particularly helpful. I am going to put one more workbench down here for spawn suppression. Like so. And that should really cover it. The workbench in the middle here with all the upgrades, it's going to cover the center of the base just fine. And eventually, I'm actually going to move it to right about here. I'm thinking this back corner is a good spot for our base, but this gives us so much space to work with, right? This is what we needed. Okay, let's check our equipment, our gear. Everything's looking really good. Let's go check the map. And so we want to go investigate, did we do this burial chamber? And there's a river here. I don't know how far it goes. So I thought, let's kind of hug the edge of the Black Forest here and see where we end up. Eventually, we need to go back to the spawn and set up a portal there. And I would like to kind of explore this way a bit more along the island to see what there is. So that's kind of our plan. Let's take a portal with us. And enough wood to build it. I'm actually going to take 12. The extra 2 is to build a campfire inside the instance. I find that's a really good strategy. Worked well for us in the past. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. All right, let's get out here, see what we see. Here's where we destroyed something in the past. Right, our shame. Stumps and I are co-founders of the Valheim Beautification Committee. Try to keep things looking nice around here. Troll, perfect. We need a little bit more. Actually, we're going to let our stamina build up. Can we eat any more food? Sure can. Sure can. Let's let all that get maxed out before we take on the big boy. I believe one of the instances we did is right over here. The other one, I believe, is way out in that area. That's where we're going to go check in a minute. The tree branch trolls are the worst. They have such a good range. I think we missed on that one. I think we may hit him. But we'll just slowly back up. Uh-oh. Sorry, Stumps. We will back up faster next time. Let him do his animation. Take a couple shots. Animation. Take a couple shots. To me, this is the easy way to deal with trolls. Animation. Do a couple shots. Animation. Be careful leading them back to your base. You don't want them to actually reach your base. Way to stand your ground, Stumps. Good job. Good job. Looks like we're gonna get a new piece of armor. Everybody loves an armor upgrade. Let's get that done real quick, then we'll get back to work. See what we can do here. So we need pants. Let's do full pants. Craft. Swap that out. I think this is where we've been putting our gear. Let's put it up there. Like that. And let's see, where have we been putting the leather? Oh, we got 6 in here. Let's see if we can make another piece. Oh, very nice. Let's replace the hood. Let's replace the hood. Armor of 6, armor of 4. If we do upgrades, though, we can easily do 2 upgrades. If we go from 6 to 8, that would actually increase us by 4. So if we just do the hood, it's 2. I think I'm going to go ahead. A leather hood. Let's just do that. Get a nice matching set. Get a nice matching set. Oops, I needed 5 of those. Forgot. Get rid of the gold. Get rid of the hat. And I think we're good. Back to work. Back to work. Do we need any more fire arrows? Just a few. I like to carry around 200 with me. We do a lot of archery. Like to work from a safe distance, especially against the big boys. Especially against the big boys. All right. Let's head on out. Let's head on out. We're not going over there. We're just going to follow the line between... What is this? Killed a bird. So you'll notice there is a line right about here. You can see this is black forest, this brownish stuff. And this is all meadows, this like pure green stuff. So you can, if you're doing a no map run, it's helpful to have lines to follow. And that's one you don't think about, the line, the edge between 2 biomes, which I'm just kind of running along it right here. And you can see we're standing in the meadows, but in front of us is a whole bunch of black forest. Clean this up a bit. Here we knock something down there. But you can see the line pretty clear right here, right? Real good strategy. Nice trick. Nice little trick to use. Okay, let's get serious. I think that burial chamber's out here somewhere. Let's check in here, see if anything is visible. I don't see anything. I'm not going to go too far in. Go a little further this way. I don't even know what direction we're going. East. Looks like we're going mostly... That's east, so we're kind of going northeast, I guess. Look up here, see if anything is visible. See any instances out here? Just this dude. Let's see if he wants to come over. Check that out. We'll leave the arrows. I don't want to bother carrying them around. Let's keep looking. I know it's around here somewhere. If it's been a while, one of the skeletons will usually respawn. And that's usually how I find the instances I've been to before. Plus you see that sort of cloudy smoke there. Bluish smoke. It's usually a good indicator of an instance or something interesting. Ah, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Okay, right here, and there's one of our skeletons. Like I said. All right, let's go inside, see if we've done this one yet or not. So that's how we know we've been here. The campfire. The campfire. Dead giveaway. I want to make sure I remember from here on out. This one's done. This is my way of remembering on a no map run. 2 more pieces of wood. Go. Just put a big X over it. Just like that. Nothing complex. And then the next time I come here, I'll see that X. I won't even walk inside of it. Don't even need to walk inside of it. Okay, we're going to follow this edge and see where it takes us. Keep an eye out for trolls. Keep an eye out for instances. We're mostly going to be looking to the left. I think I'm going to slip inside the forest a bit. See what's out here. Oh, hey, check it out. Check it out. Exactly what we want. Go get the archer first. Deal with his buddy. And his other buddy. Nice parries, Stump. Nice work. Alright, with any luck, we got enough wood, we can build portals, so this is going to allow us to port back quickly. We're just going to do these workbenches right in front of the instance. That. Let's head in. Let's head in. Get our traditional fire going. At this point, I kind of feel bad for the skeletons. All this troll armor. Not to stand much of a chance. Fully upgraded mace, you name it. We're doing pretty good. Alright, let's see what we can find. Let's kind of do this quickly. Race through here, grab everything. Heard something. A Vegvisir would be very nice right now. We really need to find the Elder. Oh, there's a guy. Parry. The 1, 2, 3. Parry, 2, 3. In there. This many is kind of hard to carry them all. There we go. I'm gonna leave the arrow. We're not really collecting those. Grab this real quick. Oh, bummer. I thought we did something good. We've done that. Oh, we haven't done this. There we go. Sorry, buddy. Surprise. Surprise. We already did that. Okay. We blew past that. Let's keep going. I usually find these center doorways go nowhere. They just really lead to nothing. And I rest my case. My working theory is that they render the two side, like this door and this door first, and it probably doesn't leave much space for this middle section to render sections of instance. This is a nowhere dead end. Let's see what's back here. Hey, boys, what's up? Hey, what's with all the hostility? I just got here. Take all that. Is this another dead end? Unfortunately. Unfortunately. So I think that's it. I think we're done in here. Do we take these beautiful shields off the wall? Of course not. Of course not. That'd be too easy. That'd be way too easy. Okay, let's head out. Take stuff back home. Oh! Somebody damaged my portal. I wonder who did that. The nerve of some of these people. Alright, let's get some wood here. Oops. Usually I can jump up there. Come on, Stumps. I believe in you. There we go. Let's X this one out. We know. We've been here. Again, we're using what's called BlindCartographer. So if I hold Alt and I hit P, it allows me to put pins in the map, even though we don't have a mini-map, and if I press M, nothing happens. So this allows me to mark the burial chambers. So when we go back to our base... Back... we can use the cartography table to view the map. Let's see what we've done. Let's head over there. Take a quick look. So yeah, we found a couple burial chambers. We'd already done that one. And this is the one we just did. We're going to keep going, see how far this goes, or at least get a sense of it. Let's empty our pockets first. Nice to have a lot more surtling cores. They're always good. Let's see, what else can we put in here? Too many bones, too many bones. There. Put some stone away. Actually, let's keep 5. Just for another campfire. Treasure. I think we've been putting treasure in here. There we go. There we go. Hopefully we find Haldor. We can cash that in. one of the traders at least. Haldor's the one we really want. See if we can get it all into one chest. There we go. Much better. Much, much better. Okay, 2 more pieces of wood. Let's head back out. See how much further we can go with this. Don't judge the base layout right now. Again, we just expanded the base, so we'll work on a new layout on Thursday this week. My goal right now is to find the Elder. If we can kill him, even better. Even better. Okay, so we're sort of on the edge here. Let's keep going, see where we end up. Again, follow a line that you can follow back home. That looks like water over there. So here's a nice trick. If you're not sure heading into the forest and you don't want to get lost, again, we won't be following a line here. What you can do, take the ladder, point in the direction you want to go, and follow the ladder in, then follow the ladder back. You want to try to go as straight as you can. You don't want to be going side to side too much. Let's do this. Oh, another troll. That's good. That's good. And water. That's even better. Even better. I wonder if we're going to hit the coast over here, but we want to get this troll down. This is more armor upgrades. Significant armor upgrades. Let's double check our food first. Always top off before a big fight. Oh, sorry, buddy. Get my surprise hit. And then we're going to head right back into the plain, or the meadows. The plains. My goodness, that would be a bad move. Keep this guy coming. Keep him lit up. I'm wondering if we can just use this instance to kind of kite him. Make him walk around the instance a bit. Gotta be difficult, right? Try that. This will be a new strategy. Seems to be working. Sorry, big boy. One mistake you don't want to make is running sideways. Like when a troll's attacking, run straight away from them. If you run sideways, you don't really get out of the range of their swing. I've made that mistake before. It's cost me. It's cost us dearly. Here we go. Down he goes. Grab this, and I really should head back. Getting really late, but I really want to see if this hits the coast. I kind of feel like it will. Not always the case, but let's see. This is looking really good. I'm seeing lots of blue in the horizon. Perfect. So we know how to get to the water over here. Quick scan. So there's the Black Forest. More meadows. We could always run around this way. I don't want to, but we could. Let's head back to the base. Figure out what we're going to do next. I think we need to get the spawn portal set up. And then we'll explore to the east a little bit more. We've been heading west a lot so far, and I don't want to commit to one direction or the other just yet until we get the Elder on the map. On the map. That is one of the nice things with the BlindCartographer. If you do find a Vegvisir, it still works the same as a regular no map. It'll rotate you, point you towards the boss, but at the same time, it puts it on the map, and when you get back to your base and you look at the cartography table, you can find it. You know what direction you need to go. I also like that it gives you a sense of how far away it is. One of the problems I always run into with a no map run is, oh, it's cold out. Let's keep moving, Stumps. Get back. Whenever a boss is more than one island away, like you got to go 2 or even 3 islands away from your current location, it's tricky. It's really, really, really tricky because you don't know. You have no idea how far you have to go, and you can't always recalibrate or go in a straight line. It's a real challenge. It's getting so dark. Grab this stuff. Free stuff. Can't pass it up. Everybody likes free stuff, especially Vikings. Okay, back into our base, our beautiful, perfectly geometric base. Let's get some sleep. We'll unload later. Nighty night, Stumps. Hey, Frelix, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Been playing Valheim for a while, or are you just checking in to see what the game is like? All right, let's check out. Actually, let's clear our inventory, do some upgrades real quick. And let's see. I think we can get rid of some of these rocks. This is enough for everything we need. Let's get rid of gold. Let's get rid of trophies. Oh, we don't have space. Let's fix that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So we're getting raided. Not a big deal. So I'm going to show you how to deal with this raid relic. Relic, sorry. Big trick here. Just run in a circle. It's a ridiculously easy way to deal with raids. If we kill stuff, they're just going to come back. For the next 2 minutes, they constantly respawn. So, you know, if you want the materials, go ahead and kill away. It's a lot of work, in my opinion. We don't particularly need the resources. Boom, we'll just jump over this. You don't even need rocks. You can just kind of run around in the open if you want. But without the mini-map, it's kind of tricky to know how big the raid radius is. You just kind of stay as close to where I was when the raid announcement comes through, which is right by these doors, so I'm not going to go too far away. Notice I'm not using much of my stamina. You don't have to sprint much. Oops. Maybe a little bit more than we are. Just burn down the clock. Nothing complex here. Nothing complicated here. Look at this horde chasing us. They don't have like a bonfire we can run them through. But they're afraid of fire, so they tend to run away from it. Probably wouldn't work. When you do get this raid, you want to take out that shaman first. One, he's got that poison breath attack, which is a real pain in the butt. And he can heal. So as you're killing these other raid dwarves, he's going to be there trying to save them. There we go. Okay, now we can get to work. Where is the shaman? You're the one I want first. You paid the price. There we go. I think we got him. All right, now we can just use brute force. Put this troll armor to work. Nice thing about the club is it hits multiple targets. Pretty good job of it. Just like that. We're good to go. Good to go. Lots of free resources. Let's clean up again and see if we can get head out one more time. One more time. Half of this can go away. That's fine. Let's do 4 of these. Get up here for now. Let's do 12 of these. We don't need that. Probably put the rest of that in there for now. Let's go around and see if we can get rid of some buke parries. If you don't know what buke parries for, like, I couldn't figure out what they were about. Like, I thought it was just some silly thing to make you puke. It's for clearing your food buff. So if you've got some lower level food in here and you can make better food, it allows you to clear your buff, and then you can replace it with new stuff. Took me a while to kind of figure that out. Let's do 10 here. There we go. Get rid of that, get rid of that. I don't know where to put these things. Let's just slap it in there for now. Okay, we're good. Let's do some repairs real quick. One more round of fire arrows to clean up, and we never do our upgrades. Here we go. Let's do it. Significant boost in gear. So we went from 18 to 24 armor right here. That's nice. That is really nice. So our goal now, we're going to need more wood. I messed up my count. Actually, I think it took it for the arrows. That would make sense. Would make a lot of sense. Let's do 8 more of these. Again, the reason I do 12, it gives me 2 pieces of wood and the 5 stone to make campfires as needed. So we're going to use this to head back and put a spawn at the, or a portal at the spawn. So let's look at our map real quick just to see what we're doing. Get a sense of it. There we go. So you can see we're facing this way, so we're going to go straight to the coast, head over to here. We're going to have to swim across the river here. We may just run at an angle. And then we're going to kind of swing around this way, see what we see. But yeah, it's good to see we can... This probably connects around. That's good to know. Just know a little bit more about our world. I think the easiest way, we'll cut through the fields here. Cut through the fields. And honestly, put this ice cube in this. Haven't used it in a while. You want to save it for the whole stream? Let's get it working in our favor. So I believe this was our Eikthyr summoning altar. Yep, right here. Can always summon them a couple more times if we want. So you can see the water over there, kind of. Usually when you run out of trees and it's just blue sky beyond it, it's a pretty good indication of water, or at least open meadows. Here we are. Here we are. This is looking good. Here's the river. We're gonna cross this. Give Stumps a moment to get his stamina up. Go. There we go. When we get to the other side, we're going to use the campfire to get rid of this wet debuff. There's a lot of negative effects. We don't want it to linger any longer than it has to. So real quick, grab 2 more pieces. You lose 2 pieces of wood every time you make a campfire. You get all the stone back, but the wood burns up. Okay. Let's head on around, see if we can't find the spawn real quick. So if I remember correctly, this was last week, so it's a little fuzzy, and I'd been playing other Valheim runs in between streams. I don't like streaming 24/7, that's not healthy. When we went in that direction, we kind of ran into a lot of islands, but eventually I think we found a farm with a maypole. But this is the time of year the maypole, you can craft it, so we don't really need a maypole. We didn't set up base there. We did a little more exploring. All right, we're back to the spawn. This is great. We're going to set this up, and I'm going to leave this here. I'm not going to worry about it too much. This was our starting base. Our micro base to start off with. I'm just going to put this right here. Head back. So now we're going to set up what I like to call the Stargate portal system. It's a dual portal system. You can see we have 1 portal here. Let's get a second one. We need some materials. This. 10 of these and 2 of these. Right? So I'm going to... Let's just do it real simple. Let's do 1 on either side of this door. This. Kind of like this. There we go. Let's do it. Let's do it like that. There we go. And so what you do is you have 1 portal that remains unnamed and 1 portal that you give a name. So this one we're going to call Spawn. And you notice it's not going to connect to anything because there's no other named portals. This is our only unnamed portal, and we have an unnamed one back at the spawn, so we can go through here. Rename this portal, match its location, spawn, and I'm gonna, well, I'm not even gonna bookmark it. Like, I was gonna mark it on the map, but because there's already a spawn marker, I know that there's a portal there of the same name. So, connected to our named portal called spawn, we head back. And there we go. So now we've got our named portal set up, and we just need to keep using the unnamed portal in the interim. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get another set of portal resources. and head out from the spawn. And actually, let's look at the map real quick just before we go. So we now have a portal here. We know that's the spawn, so it's there. We've got a base here. We know where that is. Let's actually do a house. I like to put a little house there, right where the bed is. There we go. So we know that's our actual base. And I really want to go down and around here. It looks like there's some islands and stuff in here, if I recall correctly. So we're going to try to really adhere to the coast as best we can. We're going to see what happens here. Go to the spawn. Never have multiple unnamed portals. The whole point of the Stargate system is you only have one unnamed portal and the rest are named. That way, when you're exploring and go ahead and eat some more food while we're out here. As you're exploring, you can just slap down a portal. You don't even have to name it, and it'll instantly connect back to your base. And it's just, I think it's very, very helpful. It's a nice system. And it doesn't use a whole lot of portal materials. So like I said, there's a bunch of like small islands in here, and then it connects to this island over here. We're not going that direction. We're not going to go that direction. Not yet. We might later. But today, we're mostly trying to go east and west, and I'll explain why as soon as we get out from under all these trees. When you're doing a no-map run, you're trying to find sort of your main base, the base you want to use for the majority of the game. You want to try to position it underneath, I'm trying to get out from under the trees, underneath Yggdrasil, which I think is the name of this thing. I could be wrong. Yggdrasil is also a type of wood in the game, but by being underneath it, you can use these little branches and all the, all the little parts of it to kind of identify where you are in the world and find your way home if you ever get lost, especially with sailing. And this thing runs east-west, so we're facing due east right now, and we're facing due west right now. If you go north or you go south, this would be south, this would be north. You just move further away from this branch, and it's very hard to kind of use it as a navigation tool to find your way back home. So try to set your base up underneath this branch early on. Just makes finding your way home so much easier. I have gone north-south and kind of regretted it. It's not impossible, just makes life a little more challenging. Like this, get rid of it. Just don't like those brown squares. Doesn't look natural. The game is beautiful. Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. All right, let's go around this way, see what there is to see. We'll know we've kind of reached the maximum distance when we find Black Forest. That was sort of at the farthest of the cleared part of the map. Say the uncovered part of the map, right? Oh, I see Black Forest. That's good. That's good. Probably right at the edge of this. Here we go. This is great. I don't know if that's connected. Maybe there's a bridge around and we can go to that. Or it might be a separate continent. We'll see. Separate island. There's our maypole, our little farm. So we didn't set up out here because it was like the very, very beginning of the game. We had, just the ragged leather armor. It's like one armor point. And these, the Grey Dwarves are actually kind of challenging when the game first starts. After a while, you get some decent gear. They become less of a challenge. But yeah, let's keep going around the coast. Try to avoid confrontation as much as we can and see what we can see. So the question is, do these connect? Connect over here somewhere? So keep an eye inland. There might be some instances. We want to keep an eye out for burial chambers. No? So it looks like it doesn't connect. So this must be the next island over. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a separate island. So we'll sort out this gentleman. Hello there. How are you? Yeah, easy. Easy, buddy. He's so aggressive. We will keep looking for... Oh, wait a minute. Is that an instance right there? Perfect. Perfect. Skeletons and everything. We're good to go. Get in here and sort these gentlemen out. See a skull go flying over here? I love how bones and stuff just go flying. Oh, this guy. sir. Not appreciated. Not appreciated. Oh, they got a deer. These ravens are a good source of feathers. Oh, we missed. That is one lucky bird. That is one lucky bird. All right, let's set up a table. Set up a portal. We've got what we need for a fire. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. With any luck, we'll get a Vegvisir. This is what, our fourth instance? No Vegvisirs so far. Not very good luck. Not the kind of luck we're hoping for. Our rested buff is only 40 seconds. A lot of benefits to being rested, so we're going to wait. That's why we set a little campfire in each of these instances. You don't need a workbench. You can't build a workbench in the instances, so there's very few things you can build in here, but the campfire is nice because you notice we're covered, so we get a comfort of 3. It gives us 10 minutes of rest to clear the instance with, so that's what we're going to do. Hey boys, how's it going? Look at this guy. Alright, how about some treasure? I'll settle for cores. Another portal. We're on 1.5 resource rates. Always check between these little rocks here. There's almost always some kind of treasure on the ground, sometimes 2 or 3 things. So if you're not using a torch, take the time, take a look. Stumps has night vision. He's got cat vision. Here's another one. Very nice. Go chase down this ominous portal or purple glow. Okay, there we go. And a Vegvisir. Outstanding. Outstanding. Okay, let's put this and this and this and this. Clean up the room a bit. Did this. Alright, so the way the no map works is when you click this, it'll slowly rotate you to face the closest summoning altar for that boss. So we're going to get the tool out. We're going to use the ladder and rotate it so we know the direction we're trying to go. See how it rotated us in this direction? So let's do it one more time. This time we'll face a different direction before we click it. We'll let it rotate. I'm not touching anything. See how it rotates to there, and if we press this, that's the direction we want to go. Forward and backwards. So alright, we're good with that. Let's finish cleaning the house. We're done here. Nothing there. And back. Let's do this wing real quick. Check left, go right. Check left, go right. It's a nice strategy for not getting lost. Sometimes these instances, they're procedurally generated, so they can turn into quite a maze. Go. Let's keep going. Oh, dead end. That's a sad conclusion. Check left, go right. Check left, go right. And that brings us back here. The campfire will burn forever because we're using InfiniteTorches as a mod. So again, next time we come back here, we'll know. We've been here before. We don't need to do this again. Okay, let's put our X on top like we have been. Let's jump up here and boom, now we know. Oh, I didn't mean to turn that. So this is a huge mistake. Huge mistake on my part. We had the thing all lined up for the Vegvisir. Now we gotta fix it again. We gotta recalibrate. I think it was down the middle. Does that sound about right? Let's see. Over, here we go. All right, so we'll get our ladder out. Notice it's not facing the right direction. I'm almost certain. Rotate. There we go, and rotate to match. If you're not sure what direction you're facing, just go forward backwards, and that'll give you a better sense. Are you going in the right direction? That's the proper angle. Get out of here. And then what I like to do, instead of the X, is just the ladder. We'll say get rid of that. We'll put it right here. Looks like it's heading right over to that island we were just looking at. Let's see. We'll wait till the morning. It's a little foggy, getting dark. Hopefully we'll have better visibility. Clear out our inventory, get some food, and take a look in the morning. That's my plan. That's my plan. Let's see. Get rid of all that. Put that in there. We'll find a new location for the seeds. Put them in here for now. And we're actually starting to run into some inventory issues. We'll have to try to solve that. Do we have any deer trophies? I don't think we do. I might have some on this side. I think we were putting some trophies. Yeah, here. Perfect. Deer meat. Don't particularly care for the arrows. We shouldn't have picked that up. And then food. We're really short on food, so I'm going to go ahead and make some real quick. Queen's Jam's always good. Pop that off. Your stew's good. Let's make a bunch of that. And again, this is what CraftyBoxes lets you do. Because we have all the materials, you can see what's lit up. And we have the resources for it. So we're actually doing really good. We've been gathering a lot of food sources, so we don't have to deal with it on stream. And that gets us all stocked back up. Plenty of arrows. Decent armor. We're doing great. We're doing really good. Let's crash out, Stumps. Nighty night. All right, good morning, Stumps. Hoping this fog lifts. Good to kind of wait until you get the day message because the weather will change and just kind of give it time. If it's raining, the rain will stop. You won't have the wet effect. If it's going to rain, the rain starts. Oh, and of course it's a foggy day. Of course it's a foggy day. This is terrible. All right, let's head back to the no-name portal. Take us back to the far edge of the island. I want to mark this on the map. I don't think I did that. So just go in here. And again, you just need an object. Like if you see the enter message, I can hold Alt and press P. And we'll call this a burial chamber. What's that? Under. Well, we'll figure that out. Let's go back and update our map. And we should be able to see the Elder on the map. At this point, it should place the marker for us. So, oh, hey, look at that. It's got to be on that island. I mean, that's like right across. That explains the angle, right? Kind of. Let's grab our boat. Take it with us. We'll go in that direction and hope for the best. We have cleared that, so we'll cross it out. We cleared those, so they're all crossed out. And I'm going to take the portal that we have here, take it over, and we'll name it Elder. The Elder, right there. So I'm going to go ahead and name this one Elder in anticipation of putting that portal down with any luck. Let's get our boat. We need 20 of these. Let's see if we can go sailing. I think this will be our first journey across the waters. Our first journey. Okay, let me make sure I got my ladder. Yep, it's oriented the right way. Let's destroy this stuff. Take those resources with us. And with any luck, looks like the fog lifted a bit. This should point right at that island. Yeah. Yeah, that should work. So I'm gonna go ahead and make our workbench. We need a workbench to build our boat. Put it right about anywhere will work. There we go. And I didn't rotate so I can put this here, and I can kind of just remember this is where we left from. Oh, we need some wood. Let's get a stick. There we go. So from here, this looks good. All right, let's build our boat for the first time. Always repair. You almost always hit the ground with that silly boat. We need to take this with us in order to make our portal. Let's just reorient a bit. I'm trying to match the ladder. So if you're doing a no mods, if you're not into modding and you don't want to do the BlindCartographer, this is still the way you do it. You still orient your build piece, point in the right direction, follow it as far as you can, And then sometimes you got to recalibrate. We might have to look for a burial chamber on this island, and then use that to point us a little bit closer to the altar. I have done no-map runs where I overshoot the altar, and I got to go back and recalibrate. It kind of fixes things a bit, so it's not a perfect system. It's more like working in ballparks. I would say that's probably a better way to describe it. So the Elder, it usually has a huge fire in the middle of the summoning altar. You actually throw something into the fire. I think it's those seeds. I don't know if we've collected any yet. We also want to be looking for Haldor. He too has a fire in the middle of his camp. So a yellow fire in the Black Forest is almost always a good... Hey, look at that. Look at that. Right to it. We knew it was close, so that wasn't too tough, but with or without the map, we would have found it pretty easy, I think. I'll give Stumps a little bit of credit here. And again, we want to head east after this, so I think we're gonna just leave the boat here. Actually, I'm gonna remove it for the boss fight. I don't want it to get destroyed. Let's go ahead and put a crash land right about here. I'll just destroy it. Keep looking for Haldor. That would be great if we could find him. Usually the Elder boss is the best opportunity to find Haldor because they're both in the Black Forest. There we go. First thing I'm going to do is get my portal set down. Surprisingly, this works really well. Just hide it behind the runestone like this. Put your portal here. I gotta kill these two dudes before they get me. 3 dudes. It's getting worse. Alright, buddy. You and me now. There we go. There we go. Get the parry in. Stun is critical. Okay, did we name this? Let's name it Elder. So that frees up our unnamed portal. And you'll notice the portal, it kind of, you see how it's a little bit higher than the ground? Like that, the front of it. So a nice thing you can do, it's got a little extra wood. Make some steps and hold, you want to switch to a top snap point. Like that. Just embed it partway into the portal. I'm just trying to center it well. And now you can walk right up into it. Works great. Let's recover our boat. Go ahead and destroy it. This is why we try to get into shallow water. It's a good way to destroy it. If you're not able to get into shallow water, if you're in really deep water, and it does happen, best way to kind of retrieve the materials of your boat, stand right against the mast, like walk right into it like this as you're destroying. I'm still walking into the mast. As soon as we destroy it, we should pick up all the materials. Sometimes you gotta rotate a bit because your body really twists when you swing the axe. And there we go. We picked everything up. Good to go. Take it all back to base. Take it all back to base. Maybe we'll squeeze in a quick Elder kill tonight. I think we're in good shape. We've got troll armor, top to bottom, rank 2. I think it's appropriate. We've got plenty of arrows. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. All right, let's put this back. Leave that up here. Leave our boat like that, and we're gonna put the rest of this away. We don't need it. This goes here. This is what we need. A couple more of those, I think. I think we need 3 of them. I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely sure. I want to check the other side real quick, just to make sure I didn't put some in there. Nope. Okay, let's go look for one. So we need a gray dwarf spawner. That's where those seeds come from. 2 might be enough, but I think we need 3. So before the sun goes down, maybe we can find one. Again, we're going to use our ladder technique here because we're going to wander into the forest. God only knows what we're going to find. So let's get our ladder going and let's just follow it. This is another nice strategy for finding Haldor on a no-map run. When you find the Elder, And we're sort of on a peninsula, so it's not going to work as good here. But you just do this ladder technique, but do like 45 degrees and this way and then this way. But again, we're out on a perimeter or a peninsula, so to speak. And doesn't leave us a lot of options. So I'm just going to go straight in and hope for the best. We're looking for a gray dwarf spawn. Those purple things you see. Oh, there's an instance. That's good. Another instance. That's good. Good to kill some skeletons. Ideally, we want to find Haldor, though. This is not technically what we want. There's a gray dwarf spawner I see up on the hill there. We're going to go get that. Go get that. How is our... So if we do like this, it should get us back to here. So you're learning some ways to kind of navigate without a map. There's another spawner over there. Good, 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 good. Plenty to work with. These things go down with an axe pretty easy. We're just going to run up there, get full stamina, run in, and see what we can do. There we go. Get in there. Nice, a brute. I want one of those. There we go. That should give us the seeds we need, and we're just going to finish this guy off. The trick with brutes is only hit them twice. You're never going to get that third shot in before they try to hit you again. It just doesn't work. Right? So now we can use this to follow our way back home. So we used it to point our way here. We use it to get back. I'm actually going to grab those blueberries real quick. Okay, let's head back. Maybe some of this thistle as well while we're out here. See where this takes us. There we go. It should take us right back to the Elder, which is right over there. Perfect. Brought us right back to the burial chamber. We'll mark it on the map. We've been doing that. Burial chamber. We'll grab a few more seeds. Never pass that up. Too easy. Too easy. I do want to kill... I thought there was another one over here. Look at all this. Let's grab all this stuff. An abundance of food for the future. Okay, that all looks good. I don't see anything else that'll attack us. I did see that troll. I did see that troll. Maybe we fight him. Before we do, let's get these gray dwarves. Nice shot, Stumps. 1, 2, 3. Just 8 foods. We're solid. As much as we can. Oh. Wet effect. Nobody wants that. Well, this is a fire. I think we can use this. There we go. There we go. We'll take out one more troll, see if we can upgrade our armor one more time. Outstanding. And here we go. I like fighting with the Elder's altar because it's indestructible. It's kind of like you, Stumps. Indestructible. We'll bring them on back. And we'll do the animation, run away. Couple shots. Oh. Wonky pathing, I see. Run away. Couple shots. Run away. I can run straight away from them. Don't try to run at an angle. Otherwise, you won't escape the range of their club. Careful, careful. Yeah, good job, Stumps. Good job. Say we get a good night's sleep, and we take out the Elder. And wrap up the stream at that point. This is great progress. Great progress. Here we go. I might use a Buke Parry just to top off our food buffs. How long do they last? Let's see. 20 minutes. Only been 3 minutes. That's not bad. Let's put a bunch of this away. See what we can do here. That goes in here. That's all of that. Wood, stone. Hopefully bones. We can put bones in there. How about down here? That all looks good. Any seeds? These are seeds. We're getting rid of those. This is all food, food, food. And some gold. Some gold. All right. This stuff goes down here. I think we put flowers up here. That sounds about right. Seeds. Where did I put the seeds? It makes sense if they were in here. I think I threw them maybe over here. There we go. Put them someplace a little more reasonable. 80. That's what we're going to have planted up here when we come back on Thursday. A lot of carrots. I'm going to plant them on stream. That's not particularly exciting. But yeah, let's see if we can get some sleep and take on the Elder in the morning. Nighty night, Stumps. All right, good morning, Stumps. Good to see you. Let's wait for the day, see what kind of weather we got. Day 23. I don't see any rain. Clear skies, smooth sailing. Take a look at what we got here. So, I think we're ready. Got the portal, good to go. Let's double check our food. 25-minute buffs. I think I'm going to go ahead and use a Buke Parry and just an abundance of caution for this fight. Anything else? We do need those seeds. Didn't mean to put those away. We'll just take half of them. We just need 3 to summon, and we should be good. So, Elder? Elder's on notice. The Elder is on notice. Okay, quick scout around, just to make sure no bad guys join the fight. The nice thing about it being on the coast, there's not a lot near here. Makes for a very picturesque fight as well. Okay, I think we're good. I don't see anything. I'm just looking for like gray dwarves or a troll that might wander into the fight. We don't want that. A troll would be an absolute nightmare. Grey dwarves, not so much. They're pretty straightforward to deal with. Okay, I think we're good. Buke Parry. Let's cleanse our system. Cleanse our system. Now you'll notice all the food's gone, but if you look in the upper right corner, we're still sick. It's going to take like 5 seconds, 4 seconds. If you eat food now, you lose it. I've made that mistake before, so just wait. And then eat some food. Going to take a moment, sit by the fire, rest. That'll pump up our health real quick, and then we can summon the boss. So this fight's actually pretty easy. The Elder's very tall and slow moving. It's absolutely a bow fight. You can do it other ways, but I think the easiest is with a bow, and that's our specialty. So this is a boss we're very comfortable with. And you use the pillars for defense. You just keep running around the pillars. He does do a summon tentacles kind of thing where it summons a bunch of tentacles out of the ground to attack you. But they're pretty easy to avoid. Just run around. We've got Eikthyr at the ready. I'm going to try to save it for about the 50% mark. And that should last the remainder of the fight. So, weapon at the ready. Make the sacrifice. Yeah, definitely use 3 seeds. So, if you follow these white dots, you can see where he's going to spawn. Might get a quick shot in. Couple easy shots. You could stand there with the axe and get a bunch of really good shots in. There we go. Like I said, slow moving. Use the pillars for protection. Just keep shooting. I think it's a beehive on this chest. That's the animation for the tentacles. So we just run over here. Neutralizes that attack. There's the pillar. You'll notice the runestone pretty much protects our portal. We haven't been hit yet. I'm gonna run over here. Get to the portal, to the pillar. Good job. Good job, good job. There we go. Bows went up, that's always good. And if you can use fire arrows, I mean, the dude's made of wood, so it makes a ton of sense. All right, we're going to sprint over here, use a new pillar. You can kind of shoot around the side of the pillar a little bit. Uh-oh. I'm going to run around. Just use it as an obstacle to slow him down. And you can keep that fire debuff up on him. It's just a nice damage over time. I'm gonna go down here. But you don't have to stand right up against the pillar. You can stand like way far back like this if you want to. I say that because sometimes when these vines, these roots, they get really close to the pillar. And you just gotta give yourself some distance. We're almost at 50%. I'm gonna head over to this pillar. Change of position. I'm gonna do it again because they just summoned all the roots. There we go. That's how you do it. Quick shot in. Boom. Alright, it's a little too close for comfort right now. So you shoot him in the butt. Oh, almost. Almost. Let's head over here. Sometimes those roots, they get in your way. Alright, I'm gonna pop my power now. Roughly 50%. And then if we need to run, we've got the juice. Alright, let's head back over here. This is where the Elder Power comes in. Let's head back over here. Get away from these roots. I think we're at the 50% mark. See how well we timed the fight here. Oops. Our Forsaken Power. See if it lasts the whole fight. If you are using the bow for this, make sure you give it plenty of time. You want maximum tension on that thing. The roots don't attack the portal, by the way. I've kept an eye on that. I think at one time a root literally spawned on top of the portal. Just kind of ignores it. Alright, let's head out here. I'm gonna go over here so I don't draw them too close to our portal. Get away from the portal. Get away from the portal. We missed. We missed. Oh man. Destroy my portal. I need that thing. If he does, we can always rebuild it, but then we have to live. We can't die. We got no way to get back out here. We'd have to sail all over again. And you can use this time behind the portal to get the tension up on your bow before you slide out. Fight back. There we go. Get him. We're what, about 25%. Doing pretty good. Got a lot of time left on our Forsaken Power. You can see that. And notice you can take a couple hits. This isn't one and done with the boss. Sometimes we can hit really, really hard. Head back. Back over here. Go, 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 Stumps. Whoops. I think we missed. We missed that huge boss. Oh, missed again. Slacking here, Stumps. And the way the screen shakes, it can be tricky to avoid those roots. I find if you just keep turning like this, you'll eventually run around them. But it's easy to get hung up on them as you're trying to evade the boss. Like this. Exactly what I'm trying to do now. Pick a pillar, make sure you got somewhere to hide. And the whole fight is just a long, slow grind. Not particularly hard, just consistent. Okay, let's do this the old-fashioned way. Piece of tree. Let's take him out. Nice job, Stump. Nice job. Look at him topple. Boom, down he goes. Okay, we got the swamp key. We got the trophy. Good day to be a Viking. Good day to be a Viking. Let's see if there's anything we need to clean up. Free wood and stone real quick. Don't want to lose leadership of the Valheim Beautification Committee. We can't leave stuff lying around. We'll get called out. I'm going to go ahead and just destroy this rock. Oops, wrong tool. We don't really need the stone, but I do want to see if it's very satisfying. I don't like having these busted up stones all over the place. We can get this bird with some feathers. Nice. Nicely done, Stumps. And do we need to repair our portal? A little bit. Took a little damage. Everything else is good. Let's head back. I think this is where we're gonna look to wrap it up. We need to place the trophy at the spawns. We'll do that next. Put this over here. Let's get a few more fire arrows. I don't like going out empty-handed. Bing, there we go. And we never did upgrade. We can't, so we need to upgrade this. I think we can do that with the days, but we need some bronze. We need some bronze. Let's make 3 of those. Why can we not make bronze? What happened there? We have what we need. I'm a little confused. Oh, it was in the upgrade. That was the problem. Okay, let's make 3 bronze. 1, 2, 3. And now we should be able to make the days. And I tend to do this with it. Just stick it off to the side. Now with any luck, we can upgrade some stuff. A better club. Tunic. Hood. Trousers. We can only do 2. I'm going to do the tunic and the trousers. Would literally 1 troll hide only. That would have been nice. Would have been nice. So we're really strong now. Stronger than ever. Let's put the stone away. Let's go turn this in at the spawn. Don't forget to rename. That's my biggest drawback to the whole Stargate portal system. You got to rename it every time. The number of times I've run through that portal thinking it's linked to where I want to go. A little embarrassing. Well, hello there. Very slow reaction time for a deer. All right, let's hang this up. Boom. Now we've got 2 of the elders down. The Forsaken, I should say. That's the elders, that one. 2 Forsaken. Okay, let's see what's in these chests. Anything of value? Really? What over here? Nope. I'm just going to leave that. We can always come back to it if things are catastrophic at our base. Multiple trolls show up and wipe everything out. We have a fail-safe, somewhere to return to. All right. Let's kind of take a look at this map and zoom out a bit. So I'm thinking if we head east a little bit, maybe kind of look over here. Not really sure what's over here, and possibly build, possibly set up a base in this area. That might be worthwhile. We don't really know where bone mass is, so we need to find swamps. And what I've learned with swamps is they're kind of the east-west that usually works, but it's a bit of a crapshoot. It's kind of like plains. Plains and swamps are a little bit tricky. Mountains, not so much. You can see them from far, far away. But swamps are a little bit tricky. We haven't seen anything so far that looks flat like the swamp biome, so that's going to be our next priority. Keep our eye out for Haldor, and I think that's it. I think that's it for today. This is outstanding progress. We did some massive terraforming in here to create this sort of really interesting layout. We could do a pretty cool castle, I think. Sort of a split-level castle build, maybe? Maybe build a basement over here or something? I have no idea. I have no idea. Or, worst-case scenario, we just turn this into one big farm and not worry about it. Plant some more stuff down here. Maybe breed some pigs, some wolves, that kind of stuff. We'll have to wait and see. So I think that's it for the night. Thanks for stopping by. That was a pretty good stream, I think. Good 2 hours. Started half an hour late, so I ran a half hour over what I normally do. Normally 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. Right now it's about 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, so that's about right. Yeah, on Thursday we'll start working towards the swamps, looking for bone mass, and we'll probably build a more permanent base here, a larger structure. We're starting to run into some storage issues, and that needs to be resolved, but that can wait till Thursday. That's it for me. Stumps out. Have a good week, everyone.